Hey everyone, I just wanted to address something real quick that came to my mind, and it's and I addressed some of it earlier, and the video got cut short. Um, and I didn't go back to recontinue the video, but basically, I believe that everything that we thought was external is actually internal. It's like I was reading a scripture, and I talked about it in that previous video as well with Israel and with the Holy Land and the sun, the moon, everything that we have that is outside of us exists within us. For instance, we have that universe within us. We have the capability to build within us or destroy within us. And that's dependent upon knowing the power that's within you and what that power, where the originator, the or source of that power. So for me, it would be I look at it as if some people say God, but I want to say that it is God. You can say God, but as long as you know that source of where your God is. And because these days the way they are, some people are using little g and they think that they are God. And so I just wanted to address that real quick because when you know who you are, you know whose you are, you'll know where you're going. You'll know where you're supposed to be, where you want to be, where you need to be, and what's best for you. And you'll be in your own authority over you. No one else will be able to dictate your path and your journey for you. It's a natural calling. And I believe a lot of they say they are elites, but I don't give them that ranking. But a lot of them, they already knew a lot of this information. So they are putting the information out here. And I do believe that a lot of them have left here and they wanted to go on another planet. They wanted to go in space. But I believe things did not work out the way that they thought it would work out when they went there. Something is telling me they already went there trying to get away from here because they knew what would happen here. I just got something calling in. Okay. And so I just believe that they they they, they left here. They knew what would happen here because they're the ones that started this whole entire enslavement system. And and it's kind of weird because if you do research, we're in 2025. Israel was just founded in 1947. So when the Bible is talking about Israel, is it really talking about a land that's external? Or is it talking about your internal holy land, your temple? How you pure. See, that's the thing about it. And I feel like a lot of my people, my melanated people, they are externalizing something. And that's why they're missing the calling. That's why they're missing. They're not able to connect directly with source because we're externalizing this power that's within us. And we're giving it to an external force, which is ultimately recycling and that soul, that power, and taking it for themselves and putting it into a system of recycling that power for what they've deemed as necessary for their profit, for their gain. I hope, y'all are kind of following me where I'm at. So, because as I was watching another YouTube video and it's talked about the reincarnation cycle of souls, of power, of your energy, and how they do that spiritually. And that's how this entire country was colonized and founded. It was on sorcery, and the sorcery is done spiritually. And then when you go to bringing up their name, you'll find yourself under attack like I was earlier. So I watched another video on another lady talking about the FMs and the OESs. And then I started recording a video about my personal experience. And because I have been talking about it, on my channel as well. And what I was going through. So to find someone else, and her name is Miss Felicia. If you check out her YouTube platform, she is speaking about the same thing that I'm going through. So it has to be a common denominator. And that common denominator was the fact that I was with a guy that may have been covered by, I was with a man, I was married to a man that may have been covered by a Freemason. And they have a mindset that you're not supposed to divorce. But in the Bible, and they also use the Bible, they have a Masonic Bible. That Bible is also speaking about if the man writes off the woman. So, and lets her go, then she can go. He did that. He consented. And I didn't get any alimony. I didn't even get any child support. Still to this day, we have been divorced for 3 years and he still has not paid child support. If I go right now to go try and file for child support, they will start attacking me, trying to kill me. They also, and start threatening me. And then they do these things consciously because my gifts have activated. I activated all of my energy centers in my temple. So, and I did that spiritually. I combined my spiritual, which is my internal state, and align that with the same commandments and the laws naturally, as well as with the biblical foundation of commandments. So I did that spiritually as well as physically. So I have a pure temple. I am confident in saying that my temple is holy. Like this is the holy land. And that also, it's as, so if you go into that, you go into these relationships, you don't know what they family do, because I didn't know that his mother may have been into sorcery. I didn't know that. My mother was not into that. My mother raised us. I was blessed in the church and baptized in the church. So I had a veil over me. They did not have a veil over them. And so them fighting spiritual warfare, they could have done things in the wrong way, thinking that they were doing it in the right way. Or they could have been doing it in the wrong way and knowing it was the wrong way, but they felt like they had to defend themselves on the spiritual realm. And I gotta tell y'all, I'm not against y'all. I'm just stating truth, you know what I mean? And just giving my experience. Like for now, like I just talked to him earlier, I have no hate for him, but I can tell that he's being misguided spiritually and mentally. And that's the thing about this whole spiritual community and them misusing them gifts, their dark power, or even the divine gifts. Because a lot of us that are divine, we are in spiritual communities, and you don't know subconsciously that they're using you with that parasite, that entity on the back of your neck, or over any of your energy centers in your temple. Because you have many of them. And they can try to harness different things from them. But I can promise y'all, the more that this information is coming out, the more of us that are speaking our truth, and we're sacrificing, like I record this video and then I get off this video and then possibly start going through attacks. And I'm having to pray or find my peace in any way that I can find my peace in that moment. But my goal is ultimately to speak my truth for other people that might be going through it too, to let you know you're not alone. And that's what Miss Felicia did for me today. And so I was so grateful that she was able to bring up the child support part, because that is what I've been going through. She said it took her 3 applications. I applied for child support. Let's just say I had child support while we were together by accident, because I applied for insurance for myself when I lost my job. And then they took child support out on him and the girl. And so he was like, why I gotta pay child support, and we stay together and I'm helping with bills. And so we were together at the time, and never did I think, we were just going to be separated one day and not be together. These men, he had Freemasons covering him. So they fixed it. So at some point I was able to go into them, and I ended up taking the child support off. And then when I never forget that day, the lady was like, I got an order for child support to come out of him. You're telling me you want to take it off of him? I was like, yeah, because he said they suspended his license, and I didn't know what to do because, he's the one that was working at the time. And so that's another situation they would put me in. They would not want me to work. So before I met him, I worked consistently. I didn't ever have a problem finding a job. Anytime I wanted a job, I needed to work, I would always be able to work. But when I met him and we got together, that's when I started to notice like my money, the money side of me, like as if I was splitting that soul with him or something. And he became the provider. And yes, we did get married in the church. And so it's as if, you know how the Bible says you leave your mother and your father and the two of you join as one. It's as if when we joined as one, part of my soul and part of his soul was missing and got in some type of some type of harnessing. It was harnessed in the cycle and used for them in their benefit. Whatever they use for it, whether they use it for power for the grid or whatever they're using it for. So, or to create a universe for them to manifest off to get what they want. Because they need the melanated people. They need us. And I can guarantee you that I'll tell you one thing, me and him, we are not too much different. We came together, it was weird because we both had some of the similar experiences. It was as if all my life, this one guy has been prepared for me. That's how we felt. I felt it was all my life, this one guy has been prepared for me. And then we finally meet up at this location and now we continue our life together. That was how my mindset was, and that was how his mindset was. We both look alike. We both met and had one son. We both were side piece children. So his mama had him by his father, and his father was married. That was my situation as well. So when I'm telling you that certain things we felt like was natural order was probably orchestrated, and now that I know and I'm aware of spirituality, this simulation was created for us to come together. And it was actually initially created like that in the spirit, I believe. And then it came into the flesh form when we were born. But I'm just saying all this to say that the people that are causing a lot of these spiritual warfares, we got to think about it. Yes, I know Prince Hall probably had intention to free his people. And he was, I believe Prince Hall was mixed, if I'm not mistaken. He had European descent as well as melanated origin DNA within him. He was mixed. Some say mulatto. And I believe he did probably start it off thinking it would be beneficial for upper class black people, boule, but it has not been beneficial for your entire black community. You basically set yourself apart and created the same Willie Lynch syndrome for your people. You created the same spiritual enslavement system, and it passed down amongst generations. And she was also speaking about how they be cursed. Like if you know a Freemason, or if your family has, the father was a Freemason or the mother was OES, it'd be like you got some type of curse upon the family. And it's got to be some type of generational curse breaker. I feel like in my family, my mother told me that my grandmother was OES. And I was like, wow. So that makes sense, you know. That's crazy because what I've been going through, they've been trying to initiate me into OES. They even wanted to put me as a Mason. And they say that you can't be a Mason as a woman. They even wanted to put me as a Mason and for me to not tell nobody. When they come to you, they're doing this telepathically because you've activated certain gifts in you. But the thing is, these gifts, if you are not in the church, that's what you're under a secret society that watches you and they're monitoring you. It's like you're a free agent, like I spoke about in the video that's ended. It's like you're a free agent out here in these spiritual streets. And if you don't know yourself and you don't know how to control yourself, if you don't set some type of boundaries and have a spiritual foundation, they will pimp you out here in these streets. And that's the truth. And so I just wanted to kind of touch on all of this. And y'all check out Miss Felicia's channel because she got some good information. And it's always good to hear people's personal experience. And for you to be bold, for us to be bold to show our face. And for me, I know how they threatened me. And I am activated consciously and subconsciously. All my gifts, my sixth sense towards my gifts is activated, so I can hear them. And the seeing part is different because I see in a different way. As some people see in one way, they may see the actual form of the spirit, and some people see through lies. So you come, so it's as if certain things has been covered or certain things has been taken from me spiritually, because I wear glasses, I wear contacts. So if certain things have been taken from me, I'm not able to see the way someone else may see in the spirit form of an actual spirit or a ghost. I may not be able to see that, but I do actually see that. When I see those things, it's because I'm fasting, or if I've been eating like light-based, plant-based, and eating very light. And my temple is 100% clean and pure. My emotional state is consistent. If all of those things are, let's say, order, if of all of my emotions and my physical, my mind, if everything is grounded and clean, I'm normally able to see some of those things. But most of the time, my gifts work different. But these are what they're actually after, you all. I just wanted to touch on that. After you all spiritual gifts. They don't have any power at all. The Freemasons, the Europeans, they don't have any power. And you know where their power originated, in Europe. And so here Trump is now going back and forth with the UK, and we're about to see what happens. Because I think that they actually have something going on where they're supposed to be meeting tonight or tomorrow. And so we're about to see what happens after now, because we see France, we see what's happening in France. We see what's happening what recently happened over with the British, off of the British coast with the earthquake. And we also see what's happened in Switzerland, all the European countries. And then the first one that they exposed was the biggest one of everyone that everybody knows, Epstein. The Epstein. And he was the first one. When they exposed him, they were pretty much exposing all the British to let them know exactly how the British been doing. That's how they've been doing. They've been, and I'm just going to be flat out honest, they've been some freaks. And that's the truth. They be undercover freaks. And it's a lot of them that are in certain positions, and that are in positions of authority of God, and say that they are serving God, but they actually siphon certain things and do things that is sadistic and demonic on the spiritual realm. But they forgot that you're supposed to be in truth. You're supposed to not lie, kill, steal, and destroy in the spirit as well as in the flesh. The Bible talks about that. The Bible talks about being in truth and in alignment in the spirit and in the flesh. You're supposed to be, especially if you're in a position of authority and you say you're serving God. Yeah. It's all of that right there. So I just wanted to touch this video and add this on to the previous video that cut out. So yes, I'm just gonna upload them separately. And I just wanted to share this experience and, invite and share her channel as well, because I do believe that it could help some other people, because it definitely helped me today. And it confirmed what I felt about the whole child support situation. And I don't think that, I feel like they're forcing him. I feel like he's, I'm not going to say that he's weak, but if we as women can acknowledge something, we are superior. We have a certain type of gift. We have a certain power that's within us that naturally flows when you are in a healthy mind state, and your body is healthy, and you're free and just happy, and you're not being oppressed or suppressed. We have a certain type of power that's within us that seems to attract those men. And they're not called the weaker vessel, but I am going to say that they can get weak for a woman. Let's just say that. And my mama used to always say, I don't care what you do, you know, even though this wasn't such good advice, I say this, but she used to say, I don't care what you do, and no matter what happens, once that woman drop her clothes off for that man gonna want her. It don't matter what. So if a man come on to if a woman come on to a man is not going to turn her down. It's rare that you find a man that's going to turn a woman down if she drop off all her clothes for him. And I was like, it used to make me feel bad because I was married at the time when she would say that. And so it used to make me feel like, oh my goodness, like, why would she be telling me this? Like, I'm already going through some stuff in my marriage, and you're saying this to me to make me feel even more insecure. But my mother is kind of got like a survival mindset. Like, you better fight. Ain't no crying over here. She's got that kind of masculine mindset. But she was a mother. And I'm just saying, it's just, and I was raised in that survival mindset. And so it's been like that for me. It was like that for me, my childhood. And she was insensitive. That's just, she didn't have any empathy. It wasn't a lot of that. You rarely saw her crying. When she was raising me, you rarely saw her crying. I don't think I've ever seen my mother crying when I was a child, because she was always like working 2 jobs or 2 or 3 jobs sometimes. And then we had to go to church, and that was it. Like, it wasn't too much that we really did that was fun, that was consistent. We didn't have no consistent schedule or no, a family time or stuff like that. We didn't do those things. It was church and work and school, and that was it. So I just wanted to kind of drop this video to share my experience. Her experience also, you can call, some people want to try to put us in a certain category and say, oh, they're the black sheep. I'm not your black sheep. I don't fall under that category. I don't even acknowledge that stuff because I don't know what is their spiritual makeup of that. Their spirit, they have when they saying those things, that means that they probably have a definition for themselves that's in their mind of exactly what that black sheep can do and will do. You not putting me in no category with no black sheep, because I will surprise you. And I could do the opposite of exactly what you expect. So I can be unpredictable because I will listen and I will pay attention, and I'm very observable. So I would know what could be dangerous for me. So I just wanted to address that, because a lot of these were a lot of things you have to heal from on this journey, and that was one thing that I healed. So for me to be able to just know the truth about my mother, it was for me to acknowledge the who, what, when, where, why, how, on her part as well as my part. And so once you get to that, you get to the root of the issue, and so you have a lighter heart. You have a lighter perspective. Once you get an understanding and an overstanding after you have understood a situation, you're able to elevate, grow, and develop. And you ascend to a lighter body state, mindset, emotions, feelings. All of those is light. You don't have no hate. You don't have no anger. I don't have nothing towards my mother. When that girl do what she do what she do. And I just be like, okay, I try not to get my feelings involved based off of how she responds. Yeah. That's just, I protect me. I protect my emotions. I protect my feelings, because she's going to protect her. And she's raised me like this for a reason. She's done this for me. I'm talking about when I say get it out the mud, straight raw, straight gutter. And that girl ain't even been in the hood. And she don't like the hood. She bougie. That's just her. And it's okay. And I think that we in the black community, a lot of us is playing, not of us, a lot of them are playing victim at a time that they don't realize it. They don't realize, oh, you're victimizing yourself. And I'm not, let me tell you something. I'm not against melanated people, and I am not against European people presently. Why? Because there's something bigger that is the root cause of the issue that's at stake. And there's been a lot of confusion and a lot of quantum entanglements and all of these things in spirits, and there's no hell no more, and the demons are here. All of those things that have been said, and some of those are true, but you can still be protected if you know how to control you. And so what I'm basically saying is the whole Charlie Kirk situation, y'all. I'm not about to sit here because of our past and what we've been through in slavery and gloat upon another man's death on live TV, shot in the neck, blood shooting out of his neck in front of women and children. You know, we got to still have some level of emotions. Y'all don't lose your light gloating on somebody else's pain. Don't lose your light, your divine connection, your empathetic side of you. That's your light. You're balanced. We're supposed to be in duality. So you don't lose that trying to gloat on somebody else. And then I saw a video, one guy, he's smoking a cigar, and he's like, I don't give a F about no white boy dying. I'm like, y'all got to think about what you're saying now. Your ancestors still, you know, I'm just being real. Your ancestors, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, whatever you want to call them, they got healing. A lot of them are in you. They saying, oh, the demons and angels upon the earth. Listen, where they at? You think they just attached to the stop sign? You think they attached to the lights, the traffic lights? No, they are going to cling to the soul, to you, based off of your state. And then do you want that type of spirit to cling to you? And then now you got another level of healing to do, because we don't want to keep calling them demons, but they just left here in a dark state. I don't want to say that the ancestors, don't come over here. I don't want to say that the ancestors are demons. I don't want to say that. But the truth of the matter is they just left here in a dark state that was unhealed. Because they weren't able to heal, possibly. They didn't know how to heal, or they maybe didn't have the resources to heal. And it's a holistic healing that they would have had to do. But it was in the time of the 400 years. So imagine these people that are not here no more, these spirits dwelling upon the earth, y'all. Imagine it. And so I really just think it's so important for us to, I'm not saying y'all just, they prepared all of this stuff. Don't go out here just purging, killing folks, and then you got a spirit on you of anger, of unforgiveness, of lack of conflict resolution, because some of the European people are willing to work with us in some of the issues that we have been experiencing spiritually and physically. Because there is a spiritual warfare. But a lot of this stuff that's happening, y'all was over here from 2018 to 2025. Y'all was conjuring them demons out of hell. Y'all were conjuring them. They just jumping out of hell, coming down here to a familiar soul. And then some of you conjuring them, it don't go to you. It go to somebody else you conjuring it to, and then that person can release it to somebody else, and there's your cause for a spiritual warfare of COVID, and it's corona. It's the sun trying to come here to kill the parasites, which is demons. The spirits, the energies. It's an imbalance within certain people, and those spirits gonna cling to you. All I'm saying is, don't create hell for yourself by watching somebody else going through hell. And it's your reaction to the situation, then get what that spirit gonna do. It gonna come right over there to you. Oh, you evil too? Oh, you evil? Oh man, they gonna go right over to you. Then you got a whole nother spirit that you gotta try to cast out from you. I don't think people are getting this right now. I don't think they're getting it. And I'm not saying, all I'm saying is the way Charlie Kirk was trying to do stuff is he was trying to get y'all to come out of a victimized state to get victorious. He wants y'all to take your power. You ain't gotta wait. What you waiting for? You're gonna be waiting forever if you waiting for somebody to come save you. Or you waiting for somebody to think that they owe you something. Them folks ain't got to give you nothing. Them folks ain't got to do nothing for you. But it's all access and readily available for you. The veil lifted. You can say the veil is lifted. You can say all your doors is open. You got your money power back. You got all your gifts back. You can say all of that is open. All of that was ready and access and available for us. But they wanted to. There's a greater thing at hand that wants to create a civil war. They want to watch y'all fight each other amongst melanated people and European people, and they want to watch you fight amongst melanated people. They want to work smarter, not harder now. So they say, let's just let them kill each other, and then we'll just take over the land then, and we'll get all the money when all of the population has decreased. These people are of the certain bloodlines, and they don't have that love and nature within them. They don't have that. They don't have that care, that compassion. They just want their money. Give me my money. That's all they care about. And so the thing about it is, with the Black community, a lot of us, not us, excuse me, a lot of them have put themselves in a higher ranking, like I was talking about in the beginning of the video, the boule. You got to realize that y'all started this, and this is a MESS spiritually. And a bit of me is so disgusted, because I'm like, how did they not kind of think about some of the things that I'm able to think about right now? Why? Because a lot of those Black men they sold their soul when they took that oath. When they wanted that birthright back, the way they got that birthright back from the colonizers, the way you got it back, they took a part of your soul. That's what the whole Messiah, they took a part of your soul and gave you a part of their soul. That's what they did to you. And see, people don't want to really acknowledge the truth, because some of y'all are in these sororities and fraternities and these different secret societies, and you're melanated beings, and you were not ever supposed to go into those things. You were supposed to shoot your shot straight to source. But they came up with all these different things to make you feel like you would have leverage, and all you were doing was taking a beast, an entity. You were taking on a beast. When you took on that beast has entities. So you can spill out this entity for your money power. You can spill out that entity for that. Whereas if you know who you are and whose you are, you speak it into existence exactly what it is you want. Just how we were created to do, in the image of God. See, these European people already know the power that's within you. They already know you were a creator. So they don't swap souls with you because you wanted to do things in a way. You wanted to have what they had. Instead of going and meditating and saying, you know what, I'm going to sit still for a moment and be patient and connect directly with source within me, and source all around me, connect with, just acknowledge the balance in life. The simple birds and the bees. You got a male animal and a female animal, they together. When you start seeing things happen and things are imbalanced in the Black community, you all as melanated men that are of God or in a superior position, you got a higher level of knowledge. And I feel like you all went into money, and you did not think about the healing aspect that needed to be done with the ancestors. So, and within yourself as well. Within your generation, whatever generational curses they say could have been passed down. And a lot of times it was just as simple of making the wrong decision. And you acknowledge, oh, mama did this because this happened. So listen, so we not going to do this now. So we're going to do this. Broken. Generational curse. Broken. It's a who, what, when, where, why, and how to breaking these generational curses. I guarantee you it's called going within yourself. And balancing yourself, reconnecting with yourself, the God within you, your highest self. Everything that you think is outside of you is inside of you. It's just as simple as the star in the fruit. It's the star in you. So I just wanted to kind of drop all of this, and it's going and it's flowing. And I hope that we all really come to a place of unity. In order for us to do that unity, we have to have that unity within us individually. So we have to have unity in ourselves. Our mind, our body, our souls have to be unified to a divine source. In that divine source, it's a healing. It's an acknowledgement. It's accountability. It's boundaries. It's order. It's balanced. It's truth. It's justice. So we have to have that individually. We have to have that in our families before we even go and look outside of our family. And to try to judge somebody else. How were you able to handle your brother or your sister when they started their business and they were doing good, and they didn't just put you on a pedestal and lift you up and put you up with them just because you are who you are and you ain't putting no work within you? It's a certain level of work you do need to put within yourself, because how you gonna work with somebody else and you don't even have no customer service skills, no professionalism skills, no soft skills? There's certain skill building techniques that you need to do within yourselves individually. And how you going, and I'm talking about, let me tell you the thing, because within from when the PPP loans and all that stuff and people starting businesses, man, I got some of the worst customer service from some people. And I'm like, I know what's happening, y'all, but take a moment to kind of like take deep breaths in the moment and respond in the right way. It's some kind of soft skills, because yes, y'all under heat. Yes, they put the fire on us. Yes, they did that to us because they were doing things they weren't ordered to do. They thought they were gods over us, to test us, to going behind the scenes spiritually, creating spiritual warfare. This is the European Freemasons, and it ultimately was supposed to be a downfall for the entire melanated nations. All the melanated nations. It was supposed to be the downfall for all of us. It was supposed to be the last supper for the chosen ones. Don't let this be the last supper for the chosen ones, y'all. Don't let this be the last supper for us by us making the wrong decisions and us not having the empathy. We watch this man, and then they're showing it, and they're showing the European. See, they setting y'all up. They want to see what your responses is on social media. They're watching you. Y'all the ones they're going to target. And that's why the jobs fired y'all asses, because y'all should have not been doing some of that stuff. You shouldn't have went on social media and showing your lack of compassion and lack of God within you, so these people can turn around and say, oh, well, they don't have God in them, because I'm telling you, they petty like that. They petty like that. So they're going to say, oh, they don't have God in them, so they're cut off from source. They don't need their God power. They're going to need it. Let them get a beast. And this is what they're doing to you spiritually. This is what they were doing. But are they right? No. Are they wrong? Yes. But at the same time, they have their own laws on how they justify the spiritual realm. So you move in a way that protects you and your family too. Why would you steal or take from another woman or take from somebody else spiritually? If you stealing from your own people spiritually and they watching you and they don't consume you and they just sitting there listening and watching what you do, and they know now that you got this gift that you just siphoned from this woman or from this child or from this man, or you taking spiritual gifts, or you doing things in sorcery, and they know you're doing that. If they know you're doing that, do you not think that they're going to find a way to prey upon you too? This is what these people do. That's all I'm saying, y'all. I'm not justifying them. I'm not saying they right. All I'm saying is you get right. Us get right. Let's stay right and stay consistent and help build each other up and lift each other up, regardless of whether you got a degree or not, whether you dropped out of school or not, whether you got a high school diploma or not, whether you got nice shoes or nice clothes or not, whether you homeless or not. We got to get to a point where we start limiting the love that we give to somebody else, the compassion that we give to somebody else, regardless of the color of their skin, because you don't know what could come upon this earth. And then we got to all come together, and you around and you say, oh, I don't want to talk to them because they white. Come on, you taking on their beast. You taking on their beast. That means you cutting yourself off from a part of your source that's within you. And then you giving them your light. It's an energy exchange that happens with that. And all I'm saying is black people missing their birthright because y'all don't realize you got the sun and the moon in you. You got both powers in you, but you only using one side, the dark side, the evil side, the negative side, the mean side, the anger side. You getting your power, you getting manifestation off of only the dark side when you don't even know what happens when you ascend into a lighter state. And how you ascend into a lighter state is how you treat people, how you treat others that look like you and don't look like you. That's the truth. People are like, oh, how come she got these gifts and because we ascended to a higher level by choosing it. I'm telling you what I did with my mother and how she raised me and how things were. Yes, I've been in situations where I felt like she was the cause of them. Yes, I was molested as a child. Yes, I've been in victimized situations. Yes, my ex cheated on me and had a baby by somebody else 1 year into the marriage, and I stayed for an additional 13 years and was in a state of trauma and drama with high blood pressure, borderline diabetes, anxiety, overweight, depression, all of that. And I'm still here to this day to tell you I ain't got no hate for that man because I know the root cause of the issue. I ain't got no hate for him. I ain't got no hate for nobody. But we got to choose this path. We got to choose to respond in these ways. That's how you ascend to a light body state, a light mind state, your soul light. And so when you light, them dark entities, them dark spirits, they don't want you. And if they do come to you, you're going to know how to respond to them. You're going to know how to mediate the situation. You're going to ask those questions to them. And then they're going to... that casts them right out. Sometimes when you ask a demon a question, do you know they flee real quick? Because they don't like you asking questions. Take that note on that too. I promise you, it's a red flag. You will see it. You will see, ask somebody a question, and sometimes they'll be like, well, why you ask that question? That's the demon. That's the spirit. But I ain't going to say demon, forgive me. It's the spirit behind them. It's not the flesh that you're talking to. It's the spirit behind that person. But yeah, I ain't going to continue because this video was supposed to be like 10. I go to going. It was supposed to be like 10 or 15, 20 minutes. But I could go long and deep just sharing experience on life and my own experience and how I perceive things spiritually now and physically and how I know it's a holistic healing. It is that has to happen. You have to incorporate so many different aspects of you that make you whole and complete into who you are and what you are presently and why you are the way you are. So I send you all peace, 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 and joy, because I think peace is so important. And it's peace 3 times because it's some peace in your mind, peace in your body, peace in your soul, all whole for you. So I pray everything works out best for everybody. And I'll talk to you and talk to you all later.